Hello YouTubers, I'm Danny Ivan and this is my first video podcast, so I hope you guys enjoy. And what better way to start it off with the season finale of Game of Thrones Season 7. There's a lot to talk about and I'm excited to share this video. Just to know that there are spoilers coming up ahead, so if you haven't seen the season finale, please don't watch this video, watch the episode first, and then come back and watch this episode. Additionally, I do use a lot of profanity. I was honorably discharged from the Navy about 2 months ago, so I still cuss like a sailor. Nevertheless, please subscribe to this video and like this video. I'm hoping for a lot of people to make comments so we can start a discussion. The episode opens up with the Unsullied. It starts off with Grey Worm, and then the video pans out for the entire Unsullied army, which is awesome, waiting outside the capital. And then later you see the Dothraki horde just rolling in on their horses, just to show that Daenerys Targaryen is not fucking around here. She's ready to whoop some ass if she has to. And on the other side, you see the Lannisters boiling up oil, getting ready to fire them out. Bronn's walking around. He asks one of the soldiers how many they have ready. One of the soldiers told him that they have 500. Bronn tells him to just basically double the production. I love Bronn. There's no gray to him. He is straightforward. He's black and white, and he's hilarious at it. I like the conversation he has with Jaime Lannister about the Unsullied and how cockless they are and what are they fighting for. Jaime's telling him maybe they're fighting for gold. Bronn's like, I've been around guys who fought for gold, and you know what they spend their money on? Women. Trust me, I know. I was just in the Navy. I was around the world, and I know what they spend that money on. Now, later on, there's a scene where everyone finally meets up. Cersei's there, Tyrion's there, Daenerys Targaryen's there, Jon Snow's there. They're all talking about a great threat that's coming up in the north, and it's coming down on everyone. Winter is coming. Now, it opens up with the Hound talking to his brother, the Mountain, for the first time since Season 1. They have not looked at each other since Season 1. It's just the Hound telling him, you know what's coming up. Later, Daenerys Targaryen shows up casually late on her dragon. It's probably a little intimidation move on her part to show that, hey, I'm ready to mess up everyone. We need to form this alliance. Cersei, she keeps her cool. She's not very, timid about the dragon. Maybe she's inside. She's probably petrified inside, but she's not showing the facial expression that everyone else was hoping for, while everyone else is shitting their pants when they see this dragon. The Hound brings out one of the whites, and then it starts charging at Cersei. Now, Cersei has actual proof and evidence that, okay, this is what I needed to see. They are not just stories that they're talking about here. This is an actual real threat. This is strange. It's a living dead thing, and there are hundreds of thousands of them coming down south. Cersei's she's negotiating with both Jon and Daenerys Targaryen. She still does not trust Daenerys Targaryen at all, but she trusts Jon and his word, as long as he doesn't pledge his allegiance to anyone. However, he admits that he already bent the knee to Daenerys Targaryen. Everyone's a little pissed that he said that out loud and that he was honest. Therefore, Cersei leaves, rage quits, walks out of the scene. But Jon Snow, he can't help himself for being honest. So he said what he had to, or what he felt like he had to. After Cersei has left, Tyrion tells everyone that I'm going to go talk to my sister. I'm going to try to convince her otherwise. He's walking over there. There's Jaime waiting for him. He's like, hey, she's pissed. She even kicked me out. Good luck talking to her. You're pretty much dead walking in. He's like, yeah, I know. One idiot after the next. Goes in there, has a conversation with Cersei. She doesn't really want to see him. They talk about their past, about their family being torn apart, her children being dead. But then later on, we go through another scene where Jon and Daenerys Targaryen are having another moment together, talking about the history of the place and the dragons. And then later Tyrion comes out finally, and then following Tyrion was his sister Cersei. She comes out and she agrees to send troops up north to help. So whatever magic Tyrion did, it worked to convincing his sister Cersei to send up troops for aid. The problems that she has with Daenerys Targaryen and Jon Snow, they need to put set to the side and deal with this growing threat that's coming up. Now, going back to Winterfell, Littlefinger is still trying to put this wedge and split Sansa and Arya even farther apart from each other. Trying to convince her that, hey, She might kill you, she might not. But you need to act first because your sister's pretty much a threat of Winterfell. You should do something about it, and this is how. And he's kind of just leading her on about what to do, what to expect. And if you're like me, you're probably just frustrated about what's been going on in Winterfell without the presence of Jon, Sansa, and Littlefinger screwing things up with Sansa and her sister Arya. And it's just so frustrating. You're like, why is this necessary? Is this really written down? Back at Dragonstone, Jon is trying to convince Daenerys Targaryen that we should sail to the White Harbor. Go there together. It sent a good image. Jorah Mormont is trying to convince her not to do it. He fears for her life. Just one crossbow arrow and it ends a lot of things. But for Jon's like, hey, we should sail to the White Harbor together. And then later, Daenerys Targaryen's like, I agree with you. We should go together. Now, the next scene, you see Theon talking to Jon Snow, and Theon is just very apologetic. He's screwed up in his past. He knows it. Huge screw up, and he's trying to make amends. He's trying to do the right thing. He still hasn't really figured out how to do it right. So he's just, all he can do right now is talk, whine. He's basically a coward. I mean, can you really blame him with all the torture he's gone through? He still can't fully execute. So he's trying to get some justification for Jon, just some kind of blessing, some kind of forgiveness, whatever you can get out of him. And Jon's just telling him, if you want to get your sister, what are you doing talking to me? So next thing, Theon is trying to talk to the remaining Ironborns and trying to tell them, hey, let's go get my sister. And they're all, one guy, the leader of all of them, is like, why should we follow you? She's pretty much dead. This is suicide. And Theon and this guy ends up getting into a fight. The guy tries to kick Theon in the nuts, or in the dick at least, and it has no effect on Theon because, hey, he doesn't have one anymore. And then the tables turn, and then he ends up kicking his ass. And then everyone rallies around him, and then looks like they're sailing off to go save his sister. Back in Winterfell, Sansa has ordered for Arya to appear in the Great Hall. You think there is going to be some judgment on Arya about any crimes that she has committed. However, the tables have turned, and it is Peter Baelish, Littlefinger, who is on trial for the crimes he has committed. He killed their aunt. He was involved in poisoning Jon Arryn, and a lot of other atrocities he has committed. I love how Bran told him that he's held a knife to his father's throat. While Littlefinger is fearing for his life, he's trying to get out of the situation, and he's asked Jon Royce to escort him out safely, and Jon Royce is like, nope, fuck off. This is just the episode that everyone has been waiting for. He finally dies, that fucker. No one liked him. He's such a douchebag, ruins everything, and Arya just cuts his throat, and bam, he is dead. I love how they killed him off. Just beating him at his own game. That was just so gratifying. It was just, you think he was getting in his way, that he was just tearing these two sisters apart. Nope, they united to end him. The next scene, you have Jaime in an argument with Cersei. He finds out that Cersei has no intentions of sending their armies up north to fight against the threat. That was just her bluff. She lied, and Jaime's like, I gave my word. We are sending and mobilizing our armies up north to fight a common threat. Cersei's like, no, why am I going to send my armies? Let the north deal with them. We'll just finish up the scraps. Those two people, Daenerys Targaryen and Jon Snow, they're going to eventually want to kill us, so they can go fuck themselves. We're just going to deal with it on our own terms. Jaime's pissed about the lie that his sister has made, and Cersei's like, I told you no one turns their back on me. And he's like, are you seriously going to try to kill me? Bullshit, I'm out. So he leaves, and then he's riding off on a horse, so we don't know where he's going. I guess he's just done dealing with his sister. He's like, screw this, I'm out. And this scene shows that, hey, snow is falling down. Winter has definitely come to the capital. another awesome scene that this show has provided for us. Sam comes to Winterfell, and he meets up with Bran, and these two exchange facts with each other. So it was awesome. It was everything we wanted, all the answers completed. Bran tells Sam, well, I need to tell Jon the truth of who he really is. He's actually not my brother, he's more my cousin. He's the son of Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark. So he's the bastard of those children. And Samwell, he exchanges facts with him, telling him, no, he's legit. Rhaegar Targaryen had an annulment with Elia and had a legitimate marriage with Lyanna. And they're like, holy crap. Bran goes to the past, sees the wedding actually happening, and there you have it. Jon Snow is the heir, and his real name is Aegon Targaryen. Now, the character who plays Rhaegar Targaryen, I wonder if it's the same actor who plays Varys. Now, YouTubers, if you could please comment, is the character who plays Rhaegar Targaryen in this scene the same actor who plays as Varys? Is it just him older with a more chiseling jaw? Please let me know. Please comment on the YouTube page. I'd like to know. And I loved how they transitioned with Jon Snow knocking on Daenerys Targaryen's door, and then they both get it on. This is the incest all fans have been waiting for. Isn't it crazy that everyone's been wanting this incest to happen? We're all sick, all of us, and they actually get it on. Now, in the next season, how great is that going to be when Jon finds out that he is actually Aegon Targaryen? He realizes, I just banged my aunt. And then later you have the scene between Sansa and Arya, and they're sisters. They love each other, and they'll never really betray each other. That's how Starks are. They're just loyal to each other. Nothing can separate them. Later, you see the last scene is take up in Eastwatch, and you see the Lich King with Sindrosa. Sorry. I mean the Night King with Viserion. And Viserion comes out and melts down the wall. So now we know how they get across. They're not walking around the wall. How the Night King, because he touched Bran, he's able to disenchant the wall and break it down. Nope. This is the answer we've been waiting for. He melts it down using a Viserion. And that's how the episode ends. It was fantastic. I want to go on in this YouTube with more of a discussion. Please leave comments. I want to read them, and I'll probably make another video of all the comments. Let's talk about certain things we can look forward to, such as predictions. Will Daenerys Targaryen be pregnant with Jon's baby? When will we find out when Jon is actually Aegon Targaryen? Is it going to be the first episode of the next season or later on? Where is Jaime going to? Do you think he's going to be welcomed to Winterfell? Oh, hey Bran, how's it going? Sorry about pushing you, but you look well. I mean, you're a three-eyed raven. Go figure. And also, if you have any similarities between Wrath of the Lich King and the Night King, they're kind of funny. So please feel free to post those. But also, if there's anything else you want to mention, talk about, anything I missed, please put it in the comments. I want to read them, and I'll probably put it on another video of those comments so we can have a further discussion about them. Again, please like this video and subscribe to the YouTube. This is going to grow. Again, thanks again for watching. I look forward to reading your comments. I will place more videos about other topics as well. Some of the topics will be about current events, Blizzard video games. I'm a big fan of World of Warcraft. Movies, maybe some politics, whatever you guys want to talk about, or any other random topics. Hopefully, as this grows, I will have guests to join the conversation so you guys can listen to this and maybe watch it. I'm a huge fan of podcasts, and I like listening to podcasts as I'm doing whatever at work. Sometimes I like to view them. Whatever floats your boat. Also, I do have a Twitter and a Facebook, so please look for it, for Danny Ivan TV. Look for it. Again, it is Danny Ivan TV. Follow me on Twitter and like on Facebook. Until the next video, have a good one.